I'll try to solve word problems which will actually involve the concept of quadratic inequalities. Let me share to you a practice exercise containing two of the real life problems which will again need the concept of solving quadratic inequalities. So for item number one, it is here given that the area of a rectangular plot is less than 30 square meters. We also are given with the relationship between the length and the width of the rectangular plot. And later on, we will be solving the possible values for the measurement of the width. For item number two, we are given with the product of two integers to be greater or than or equal to 48. And if the two integers differ by 2, we are asked to determine the possible values for the smaller integer. Let us try to focus first on number 1. Similar to the usual step in solving problems, we need to first identify the given facts. And the given facts are both what are the given and what is asked. So first is the given. Given is the area P less than, right, of the term less than 30 square meters. Right? So the area is less than 30 square meters. The other given here is the relationship between the length and the width. So you could say here length, and we could say here the width. Since the width is the unknown, that's the item that we are looking for, we could represent it just for its first letter W. So we are going to solve for the W because that is what is asked here. And as for the length, there is a statement here which tells us that the length is 7 meters more than the width. So we are going to say that the length is actually W plus 7 meters. Or you could actually use 7 plus W, 7 meters plus W, or just simply saying that the length is 7 meters more than the width. And since we don't know what the width is, that's our goal, we are going to represent the length with this. After giving the facts for item number one, let us proceed to the second step in your usual problem solving, which is actually concerned on the operations to be used or including the number sentence. To make the number sentence here, we are just going to look at the relationship between the area and the length and the width. In the rectangular, if our rectangle here is given, the area is actually equal to the product of length and width. Again, the area is equal to the product of length or width. Or you could actually use a symmetric property and you can say that the length, the product of the length and the width is equal to the area. They are just the same. We're just applying a symmetric property, which tells us that we could just interchange both sides of the equation without changing any value for any of the terms in both sides. We are going to use this relationship here and use the given facts for the previous step to determine a number sentence. But take note here, area is given to be equal because that's the actual formula in getting the area of a rectangular plot or a rectangle. But since here in the relationship that area is less than 30 square meters, it will look like this. Since the length and the width must be equal to the area, we could represent it as the value of the length, which is W plus 7, that's 7, parenthesis here, times the width, okay, which will actually be considered to be the area. But since the relationship here tells us that the area should be less than 30 square meters, we could use here the symbol less than instead of equality and use here 30. Take note that we are not actually, or we are in the meantime disregarding the units because we are going to solve first the unknown. The units here might be mistakenly understood as another variable S, Q, and M here. So let's just disregard it first and solve for the or simplify this side here. This will be equal to W squared plus 7W as we distribute this. less than 30. And then we could subtract both sides by 30. So we could come up with w squared plus 7w minus 30 will be less than 0 as we subtract both sides by 30. So this is actually the representative form of a quadratic inequality based on the given problem. This is now a quadratic inequality because again, as we observed, we have a second degree here, okay? And then we have here less than 0, less than means inequality. So we are going to apply here the steps in solving linear quadratic inequality rather. Okay, the first step is actually to give a representative quadratic equation. So instead of an inequality, in the meantime, let us use equality. Not they're not the same, but we are just using an inequality as a representative for the inequality. The purpose for this so that we could actually get the roots that will be the dividing value for our regions. Second step is to find for the roots for this representative quadratic equation, not for this yet. So this is actually, we can divide this, we can factor this AC way. 1 times negative 30 is negative 30. And look for the factors for negative 30, which will result, if added, will result to positive 7. That is actually positive 10 and negative 3. 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. And if we're going to add the 2, 10 plus negative 3, we will have positive 7. The middle, the coefficient, the numerical coefficient of the second or the middle term. Therefore, we are going to pair it with W equal to 0. That's positive 10, so W plus 10 minus 3, W minus 3. Now that we have these factors, by the way, if you're not sure, you can just simply check using the FOIL method. W times W is W squared. W times negative 3 is negative 3W. 10 times W is 10W. So you have negative 3W plus 10W is 7W. And then 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. By the way, we are just using here W because that is the best representative for the width. Symbol for width is W. So you get the factors using the zero factor property. This expression will be equal to 0 if any or both of the factors will be equal to 0. The first is W is negative 10 when you subtract both sides. W minus 3 is equal to 0. And add both sides by 3. So you have W is equal to 3. So these are now the roots of this representative quadratic equation. Next step, step C, let me write it here, is to plot it in a real number line. Let us use here a line. Let's color it black. That's it. And plot here the points. So you will have the points. Let's go use red. You have negative 10 and then 3. These are now your different 3 regions. So you have region 1, or region A rather, region B, and region C. Let's not use region 1, 2, and 3 so that we could not be confused with other numerical figures. Region A, region B, and region C. Step D is to test the regions by choosing test points. So you have A, B, and C. So you could pick any test point you want. So let's use here negative 11. Here, again, very convenient. The most convenient value for this area is 0. And here you could just simply use 4 or any value. So let's try to substitute it to the factors W plus 10, W minus 3, and simply multiply the results. But when we are going to multiply the results, no need for us to determine the value, but simply use the signs. So if it's negative 11 plus 10, this is negative. 0 plus 10, this is positive. 4 plus 10 is still positive. No need to get the value. Why is it, sir, that we don't need to look at the value? Of course, this is just one test point. We can have many test points here. You can choose 5. So if it's 5, it's different value. If you can choose 100, you can choose 1 million. So if it's test points, kasi you have the option to choose your own test points. So if you're talking about the value, they may differ. They will really differ. So never mind, just look for the signs because later on they will just be multiplied. If whatever the value of this, the value of that, you will multiply and get the value, that's a very big hassle. Simply choose the signs. Then we have negative 11 minus 3 is also negative. 0 minus 3 is also negative. 4 minus 3 now is positive. And then product, because here the factors are being multiplied. So negative divided by negative, I mean negative times negative is positive. This is negative, this is positive. So letter E, let's decide which of these regions will tell us the possible values for the length. The region is here. Since the value of the area must be less than 30, or in the given representative quadratic inequality less than 0, we're talking about all values, all negative values. So that region is actually captured by region B. And by region B, your decision, okay, we will add here another step because this is a problem solving. Anyway, so the possible values here are actually all values of x greater than negative 10. We will not include equality because there's no notation here for inequality, but less than 3. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to use x because in the given problem, we are using w. Let me use here w. Step E is the decision. You could express it in any forms. You could express it in terms of solution set. You could also express it in terms of a interval notation. But wait now. Let's try to examine letter E and let's connect it to the problem. If the problem is an abstract problem, say for example already given as a quadratic equation, we will accept all possible solutions in this area. But if we're going to look at the problem is talking about area. Area is the product of the measurement of the width and the length. If we talk about measurement, we do not actually have negative measurement. Okay? We do have negative measurement. Then, therefore, the negative values here is not possible. That's why we will add another step here, step F, for for the conclusion probably. Okay, and then we will not include negative numbers. So W is still less than 3, but it will be until the non-negative because there it cannot be negative number because if we're going to have negative number here, look at any measurement and talk about negative measurement, there will be no shape, there will be no form if we have negative measurement. Aside from that, it should also be greater than 0. Why? Because if we talk about w be equal to 0, imagine a rectangular plot where the width is equal to 0. That will not become a rectangular plot, that will just simply align. Width is equal to 0. Here is the length and there is the width. Okay, therefore it can all not also be equal to 0. So here is the difference between the problem solving and then within a word problem including involving quadratic inequalities and a situation in your um, abstract form of quadratic inequality, okay, wherein you are going to also to accept negative numbers. But here we will not accept negative numbers. So instead of letter E, we will choose letter F as the final result because again in letter E we are including negative values. Okay, so let's try to pick values here. Let's between 0 and 3, of course 1. If width is 1, okay, if the width is 1, so the length, which is W plus 7, is actually 8. And the product for this, the area for this rectangular plot, if width is 1 and length is 8, is actually 8 square meters. Is it less than 30 square meters? Yes. So it satisfied the equation. How about 2? So if it's 2, W is 2, then the length should be 9. 2 times 9, 18 square meters. It's now less than 30. But if you will try 3, so if width is a 3, so the length should be 10. 3 times 10 is 30. Is it less than 30? No. That's why we will not include 3. How much more for 4? If the width is 4, the length should be 4 plus 7, 11. 4 times 11 is 44 square meters. It's not anymore less than 30. That's why this is the correct result. Then if you're also going to express it in terms of solution set. So instead of x, you will use w less than 0, again, because we're talking about measurement, no negative values, nor 0, and then 3. And the interval notation is 0 to 3. Again, this is the difference between an abstract form and the problem solving. Now let's talk about number 2. Let us also consider number 2 here. Okay, so we have here the product of two integers is greater than or equal to 48. So again, the product of two integers are greater than or equal to 48. Okay. So let us try to write its equivalent. Let's try to give the given. So the product of two integers is, sorry, it should be greater than or equal to 48. I will write here the equal. Okay. Greater than or equal to 48. And then we have here the smaller integer, okay? And then we have here the larger integer. Okay. So if we have this value here, I might need more space. So let me extend here a little bit. Okay. So we don't know what are these values, but what we know is that they differ by 2. So let's try to choose here for smaller integer x. So if the smaller integer is x, the larger integer is x plus 2 or 2 plus x. We have these facts given, and then we are looking for the possible value for the smaller integer, which is x. So we're going to look for the solution involving x. So let's try. The second step will include the uh, equivalent the number sentence. So we have here the product of two integers x and x plus 2 must be greater than or equal to 48. Okay. And then we have here what do you call this? Distributive property. So you have x squared plus 2x is greater than or equal to 48. And then subtract both sides by 48 so that we could come up with 0 here on one side. You have negative 40 minus 48. That's 48 greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so we have this number sentence for this problem, and let us now start with the steps. Step A, representative or equivalent quadratic equation, x squared plus 2x minus 48. That's 48 is equal to 0. Letter B, solve for the roots. AC method or AC way. Right? That's 1 times negative 48. So you have negative 48. And then factors of negative 48 when added will result to positive 2. That's 8 and negative 6. 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. 8 plus negative 6 is positive 2, the coefficient of the middle term. So we could actually pair it with x plus 8 and x minus 6 equal to 0. You might want to check that using FOIL method, x times x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. 8 times x is 8x. So you have negative 6x and you have 8x. Combine it, you will have positive 2x. Finally, 8 times negative 6 is negative 48. And then solve for the roots. Equate both factors to 0. Negative 8. That's negative 8. And x is equal to, sorry, x minus 6 is equal to 0. So x must be positive 6. So step C, I'm going to add here another line in the real number line. Sorry for that line. Okay, and then I'm going to place here the values. Let's use what color was it earlier, red, negative 8, and you have here positive 6. The three regions now, A, B, C, will or may use the following test points. We have A, pardon, again, I need some extra spaces here. Add again, just for letter C. Okay. So for letter D, you have A, B, and C. So your test points, it's up to you. You may use -9 if you want. You may use 0 here, and then you may use here 7. So we have x plus 8, you have x minus 6, and the product of both x plus 8 and x minus 6. Okay, you have here 9, so that becomes negative. 0 is positive, 7 is also positive. -9 is negative, 0 minus 6 is negative, 7 minus 6 is positive. The product, positive, negative, positive. So which regions now? We're going to divide this just to separate the two numbers. So I'm going to place here letter E. The regions are actually, those will cover the product greater than or equal to 48. So greater than equal to greater than to 48, or in the equivalent quadratic inequality greater than 0. So you're asking about the positive values. We're talking about region A and region C. So the values here are actually x less than or equal to -8, or x is greater than or equal to 6. Hey, so these are now the values. So let's try to, the question was the possible values of smaller integers. So we're talking about x, so it satisfies now the problem. So give me one problem item here. So if it's, let's not include equality first, so -9. If it's -9, this is the smaller integer. So the larger integer must be -9 plus 2, which is -7. So -9 times -7 is -60, I mean positive 63. Is it greater than 48? Yes. So looking at here, give me one problem. So an item, we have 6, let's say 7, say for example. If 7 is a smaller integer, the larger integer, 7 plus 2 is also 9. 7 times 9, positive 63, also greater than 48. Even if you were to include here the values of -8 and 6, so for -8, if this is smaller, the larger should be -6. So it's positive 48. It may not be greater than 48, but it's equal to 48, still satisfy the equation. Here, you may use 6. So the next integer is, if it's smaller, so the larger, x plus 2, 6 plus 2, you have 8. So still 48, not necessarily greater than 48, but the situation was equal. So these are now the values for your x. But of course, similar to earlier, we will add another f, situation f. This f, same as earlier, may trim down the possible values. Earlier here, x is less than or equal to -8, x is greater or equal to 6. It's already the possible solutions for our problem. But in the given problem, let's go back. The given problem talks about integers. If we talk about integers, those are the values without decimal notations, or fractions without remainder. So that's, when you say fractions without remainder, we actually say, for example, 14 over 2, which is 7, like that. In short, if we talk about this condition here, x is less than or equal to -8. Yes, it includes -9. Yes, it includes -10. Here, it includes 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, but it also includes the fraction values here. So the fraction value still satisfies the given equation. Let's use here greater than 6. Let's say 6 and 1 half. 6 and 1 half is 13 halves. Say, for example, 13 halves. And then if it's a smaller value, the larger value is +2. So if we talk about the +2, that's +4. So that's 17 halves. All right, let's try to do this way. 17 halves. That's +2. So if we're going to multiply that, that's actually what? 13 times 17, you have, um, let's try to multiply 17 times 13 is 21, 51, you have 7, and then you have 1. So this is actually 221 over 2. 221 over 2 is more or less, what do you call that? How much is this? Is it 221 if I'm correct? 21, 5, 7, and 1. So 221 over 2 is maybe expressed as 220 over 2, which is actually 110 and 1 half. Okay, that's its equivalent. I sorry, it's not 2. That's why I'm a little bit confused. It's 4. 220 over 4 plus 1. 220 over 4 is actually 55 and 1/4, which is still greater than 48. Yes, this still satisfies the given problem, but take note of the problem being integers. So even if 13 halves will still satisfy the given problem, but we're asking about integers. So how do we make our final decision here? You simply need to place here all integers. All integers x less than -8. All integers x which is less than or equal to -8, or x is greater than or equal to 6. So we simply need to place a statement. We have place here a statement which tells us that they were asking about integers only. So all integers x less than or equal to -8, or x greater than or equal to 6. That is just what will make our answer much correct, or more correct than letter E here, which also covers the fraction forms. So it's still the given range, but we are restricting it for all integers. Okay. So again, the difference between a problem solving and the abstract form is just additional here situation that will actually fit with what is the situation of the problem. Earlier, in number 2, we're talking about integers, we remove fractions. And earlier, we're talking about measurements, we remove negative measurements. Okay, so practice, practice, practice. You may try to refine this by probably changing here another number for an area, changing the situation for the length and width, changing here the product of integers, and changing the relationship between smaller and larger integers here, and tried it on your own. Okay, so problem solving, this is where the question, why do we need to study quadratic inequality? Does it relate to real life? Yes, this is now, or these problems now will tell us that they do really relate in real life, and then studying them will actually make understanding these problems easier. Thank you very much for watching. Please practice. Goodbye.